What if your next Google Earth search led you to a place the world forgot, or was meant to forget? Scattered across the globe are eerie locations, long abandoned and untouched, captured forever by satellite images. Some are ghost towns, others are ruins reclaimed by nature, and a few are just plain disturbing. From empty buildings in radioactive zones to islands covered in dolls, these places tell silent stories of tragedy, fear, and mystery. The creepiest part? You can visit them right now without ever leaving your home. Ordinary people have stumbled upon these chilling locations by accident, and what they found left them shaken. These aren't just pixels, they're glimpses into forgotten nightmares. Hashima Island, Japan. Off the coast of Nagasaki lies a place that looks like something out of a post-apocalyptic movie. Hashima Island, also known as Battleship Island. Once a bustling coal mining colony, it was home to over 5,000 people in the mid-20th century. The island was packed with tightly clustered concrete buildings, Japan's first high-rise apartments, built to withstand typhoons and make the most of limited space. But when the coal ran out in the 1970s, the island was abandoned almost overnight. Families left everything behind. Today, Hashima is a crumbling shell, cut off by sea and time. On Google Earth, you can see its eerie, isolated layout, a concrete fortress surrounded by dark blue water. Zoom in closer, and you'll notice collapsed rooftops, broken windows, and empty courtyards that once echoed with life. There's no greenery, no movement, just silence. It's haunting how intact it appears, as if time simply stopped. Tourists aren't allowed to explore freely, but with a few clicks, you can stare straight into one of the world's most chilling urban graveyards. Pripyat, Ukraine. Few places on Earth are as haunting as Pripyat, the ghost city left behind after the 1986 Chernobyl disaster. Located just a few miles from the infamous reactor, Pripyat was once home to nearly 50,000 residents, mostly workers at the nuclear power plant and their families. The evacuation was sudden and chaotic. People were told they'd be gone for only a few days. Most never returned. On Google Earth, you can still walk through the town's abandoned streets. You'll see rusting amusement park rides, including the iconic Ferris wheel, left unused and frozen in time. Apartment blocks still stand, windows shattered, curtains fluttering in the wind. Schools, gyms, and theaters sit empty. Textbooks on desks, children's toys scattered on floors. Even from a satellite view, the city looks eerie, overgrown with wild trees and decay. There's a weight to the silence here. Exploring Pripyat digitally is surreal. It feels like trespassing into a time capsule of sudden loss, untouched by recovery. Island of the Dolls, Mexico. In the canals of Xochimilco near Mexico City lies one of the strangest and most unsettling places ever captured on Google Earth, the Island of the Dolls. At first glance, it looks like a small green patch of swampy land, but zoom in and you'll notice something horrifying. Dolls. Dozens, maybe hundreds of decaying, dirt-covered dolls hang from the trees, nailed to posts and tied to wires. Their plastic eyes stare blankly, some missing limbs or heads. The legend goes that the island's caretaker began hanging the dolls to appease the spirit of a drowned girl he couldn't save. Over the years, he kept adding more until the island became a shrine of lifeless watchers. Some say the dolls move on their own. Others claim they whisper in the wind. On Google Earth, the island appears just as creepy as it sounds. Isolated, quiet, and littered with dangling, weathered faces. It's a place that feels wrong, even from orbit. Kadikchan, Russia. Deep in the freezing wilderness of eastern Siberia lies Kadikchan, a town that was once home to thousands of coal miners and their families. Built during World War II by Gulag prisoners, Kadikchan was a hub for mining operations during the Soviet era. But after a series of mine explosions and the eventual collapse of the industry in the 90s, the government paid residents to relocate. Within a few short years, the town was left completely abandoned. On Google Earth, Kadikchan looks like a normal neighborhood, until you realize no one lives there. Streets are still visible, cars remain in garages, and buildings are mostly intact, but slowly decaying under snow and ice. Schools still have desks and chalkboards, shops still have signage. It's haunting to see a fully developed town just emptied. The satellite view shows perfectly aligned rows of silent buildings surrounded by forest and frost. Nature is slowly taking it back, but you can still explore it click by click from your own screen. Creepy Clown Motel, Nevada. On the edge of the Nevada desert, right next to an old graveyard, sits one of the weirdest and creepiest stops you'll ever find on Google Earth, the Clown Motel. From the sky, it looks like any regular roadside inn, but zoom in and you'll notice its bright signage and painted clown faces that give it an unsettling vibe. Inside, it's even stranger. Hundreds of clown dolls, paintings, and statues line every room and hallway. Guests sleep under the watchful eyes of grinning clowns, some over 6 feet tall. The motel gained fame not just for its bizarre decor, but for its eerie proximity to a historic cemetery filled with 19th century miners. Travelers report unexplained noises, ghost sightings, and a heavy atmosphere. Some say the clowns aren't just decorations, they're watching. Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, one thing's for sure. The Clown Motel is nightmare fuel, and you can spot it from space with just a few clicks. The North Brother Island Hospital, New York. Hidden between the Bronx and Rikers Island in the East River lies a forgotten place with a deeply haunting past. North Brother Island. On Google Earth, it looks like a green smudge in the water, but zoom in and you'll uncover crumbling buildings overtaken by vines and trees. This island once housed Riverside Hospital, a quarantine facility for smallpox, tuberculosis, and typhoid fever patients. Most famously, it was home to Typhoid Mary, who spent decades there in forced isolation. The hospital was eventually abandoned in the 1960s, left to decay in silence. No one lives there now, except perhaps the ghosts of those who died alone, far from family and comfort. The eeriness of the satellite images lies in the symmetry of ruins, the decaying docks, and the feeling that something tragic clings to the land. It's a place you can't visit, but you can still see it, pixel by pixel. Why we're fascinated by these places. There's something captivating about abandoned places, especially when we can explore them from the safety of our screens. They stir a mix of fear, sadness, and awe. They're time capsules of human lives paused mid-story. Google Earth lets us become virtual explorers, peering into places we never dare visit in person. Whether it's a hospital lost to disease or a town swallowed by silence, these places make us ask, what happened here? And why was it forgotten? In a world obsessed with moving forward, these digital ruins force us to look back and feel the weight of stories left unfinished. If this journey into the world's creepiest abandoned places gave you chills, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more eerie explorations. Google Earth has become a digital gateway into forgotten corners of the planet, places where time stopped and something sinister may have taken its place. Have you ever discovered something strange while scrolling through satellite images? Or visited an abandoned town, building, or location that gave you goosebumps? We want to hear about it. Drop your scariest finds and personal stories in the comments below. Your experience could inspire our next deep dive. Stay curious, stay cautious, and keep watching the skies and the maps.